Guyana, we are a nation of communities, a brilliant diversity, spread like stars, like 1,000 points of light in a broad and peaceful sky. Our diversity should not be seen as a weakness, but as our country's greatest strength.
That was 20-year-old poet Daniela Arajo reciting her poem Together as One during an interview with AGP Nightly News on Friday. Arajo, who hails from Caneville on the east bank of Damara, is the young Indigenous poet who performed the opening act for both the national flag-raising ceremony and the One Guyana virtual matrimony concert held during Guyana's 51st Republic celebration earlier this week. Arajo's poem was well received by the Guyanese public, who took to social media to compliment the woman on her outstanding articulation of the relevant and well-written piece. Prior to performing in the presence of the First Family, other government officials, as well as thousands of Guyanese, the young poet was only writing poems in her bedroom less than a year ago and posting recitals on her Facebook page. Her pieces, which focused mostly on nature's beauty, were well received by the public. Flashing an infectious smile, Arajo recalled while she acknowledged that she had a knack for writing poetry, she never took it seriously until recently.
I was listening to this song, and this song related so much to how I felt, but I felt like the song needed more of what I wanted to be in the song. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to add my little own thing to it. And so I did it in a form of poetry, and then I remember sharing it on my WhatsApp, and everybody was like, this is so good.
Referring to her poetry as her best friend, for Arajo, poetry writing has helped her get through some of life's toughest moments, and as such is grateful for the opportunity to share her craft and passion with a wider audience. The poet conveyed that her performance at the flag-raising ceremony was one of her proudest moments, especially as an Indigenous woman.
Like someone told me before I went on to the flag-raising ceremony, they were like, I've never seen an Indigenous spoken word artist before. And that moment, I just felt really proud, because then I realized that I've never seen an Indigenous spoken word artist before. I've seen artists, I've seen singers, but I've never seen one like me.
She said that all the local Indigenous communities are often overlooked. She hopes that other Indigenous artists can be motivated to pursue their passion. Outside of poetry, the 20-year-old works as an assistant and models part-time. She is also part owner of a small delivery service in Lethem. However, the poet hopes to invest enough time and money into her craft so that she will be able to become a full-time poet. Her encouragement to other poets and young artists like herself is to be consistent regardless of whether support exists or not. This is the legacy she is hoping to leave behind.
You know, it's crazy because I'll be very honest, like before all of this happened, when I first started writing poetry after my very first performance at the One Guyana concert, that was my very, very first performance.
Reporting for the AGP Nightly News, Kendell Richmond.